Hey everyone, welcome to the webinar. I'm going to wait just a minute or two to make sure everybody can join us. So hang tight and we'll get started in just a minute. Thank you. Okay, it looks like we have a lot of people on the call here, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. Welcome to the webinar today. It's titled How to Quickly Publish Your Book and Start Making Money Now. I'm happy to have you here and I hope you enjoy it. We're going to switch over to slides now, so just give us one quick second and we'll get rolling. Okay, we're rolling. Thank you for your patience. The webinar today is for you if you're looking to publish your book. It's also if you've already published your book and you want to increase sales and start making money using your book. If you've already sent out your query letter or your book proposal to agents and or publishers, you've probably realized that you need a larger platform. Some of you may not even know what a platform is, so I'll briefly describe it to you now. An author's platform is anything that helps bolster an author's reach, their followers, and their audience. This can include website traffic, email list, social media, national and regional speaking engagements, and workshops, as well as national and regional media. Could be YouTube followings and so on. I'm going to show you how to quickly publish your book and start making money now without having a platform. My goal is to show you exactly how to do that by the end of this webinar, and if I achieve that, the webinar will be a success. My goal for this webinar is to help authors to look at the path of being an author through an entirely new lens. Most authors think they're going to make money on their book, but sadly, this is almost never the case. What you need to think about is how to use your book as a tool to market your message and your brand. If you stay until the end, I will show you some case studies of authors who have made a lot of money using their books as tools to help leverage their message. This is a very unique angle as most authors are obsessed with how many books they sell, and they will chase those book sales down dark rabbit holes, losing lots of money and time. So what makes what I'm about to tell you different? What makes this different is you don't focus on how many books you sell, but how you use your book to connect with people and your message. Your message is what is most important. The book is just a vehicle to get your message out there. The vehicle could be a PDF, a Word document, a YouTube video, a webinar, or anything that has your message embedded in it. We've been brainwashed to believe that our books are what make you rich. They are not. The book should be used as a teaser or a free giveaway or a low-cost item so that you can get people on your email list and they become followers of your message. That is where you'll make the real money. So let's tell you a little about myself here. I've been in the publishing industry for about 25 years. I've sold books to all major publishing houses, include Simon & Schuster, Random House, Penguin, Rodale, and many more. You can see some of the authors I've worked with, including Neil Donald Walsh, Deepak Chopra, and Alan Cohen, as well as Dr. Michael Murray. The books I've represented have hit the New York Times, Wall Street Journal, USA Today, and the Amazon bestseller list on several occasions and won numerous awards. My authors have also been featured on almost every national TV show, the Dr. Oz Show, Good Morning America, The Today Show, CNN, Fox News, and many others. I represent nonfiction, prescriptive how-to books such as business, self-help, health, parenting, and psychology. I've done a lot of things right in my career. I've worked with many high-profile authors to help bolster their brand, their books, and their message. I've agented many six-figure deals and worked with some of the biggest names in their respective fields. I've also managed some of the biggest authors in their space and built them 6- and 7-figure incomes. I've also done a lot of things wrong in my career. One of the things was believing in this antiquated and old-school publishing model and the publishers themselves for way too long. I did not see the online marketing wave happen soon enough to help many of my clients the way I would have liked to. If I could have done it all over again, I would have made the shift to the online world at least 10 years ago. Making money in this business is in your message, not in your book. And the online world is the way to reach the whole world. After doing this for 25 years, I've noticed a few things. First, agents and/or publishers don't read your manuscript. They read your proposal. It is a very sad state of affairs, but it's true because they care more about the author's platform than the content of the book. Second, what authors care most about is that they have written their book and they want to see it published. They are very passionate about their books. Most authors have no knowledge of the book business and that they would have to be marketing, promoting, and selling their books. And this leads me to my third observation. Authors spend their life savings on marketing their book because they don't know what they're doing and they get bad advice. This is very eye-opening for the author to find out that publishers are hedging their bet on how large an author's platform is. Publishers want to know that an author can sell a certain amount of books in order to consider publishing them. The publisher is hoping to at least break even on publishing an author's book, and that is why they're acquiring authors to have large platforms. Once the author hears from agents that they need a large platform in order to get a publishing deal, they go out and spend thousands of dollars trying to build their platform in PR, Facebook ads, and trainings on how to build your platform. If an author does get published after spending thousands of dollars to build their platform, it will take them well over 2 years to get their book published, and then they will only make between $1 and $3 a book for their royalty. And finally, no publisher is going to help you market your book. In the end, the author has spent a ton of money on marketing, PR, and trainings only to lose their shirt because they were focusing on their book and not their message. As I've said, I've sold hundreds of books to every major publishing house from Simon & Schuster to Random House, Penguin, and Hay House, and I discovered this the hard way. And in this webinar, you'll get to cheat and get to the easy way. The number one complaint I get from every single author of mine is that the publisher didn't do enough to help them market their book. This is not just from my authors. I've heard this from pretty much everyone who's been associated with the publishing world. Publishers will not help you market your book, period, unless you are a very big name or you have a very big brand. The way you get to cheat and get the easy way is to get out of the gate faster by publishing your book with a hybrid publisher or a self-publishing house and use your book to build your brand, your platform, and your followers, as well as build your online programs. Here's the hard way that most authors take with traditional publishers. They write their book and they think they're done. Oh gosh, hooray, I'm done with my book. Little do they know they just barely got started. The first step after writing their book is to try to secure an agent. In order to get an agent, they need to write a 30 to 40-page book proposal, and that's not even including the sample chapters. Once they finish the proposal, they go out to agents with a query letter and their book proposal. What they will immediately find out is that agents want them to have a platform. Most authors, as I said earlier, don't even know what a platform is, let alone that they need to have one to get published. But if you're lucky enough and you get an agent, the agent wants to spend the next 3 to 4 months editing and shaping your proposal before submitting it to publishers. Now the proposal is ready and the agent takes the proposal out to publishers. This process can take anywhere from 1 to 6 months or even longer, and they may not even land a publishing deal. But if the agent does get a deal for you, which you should consider yourself very lucky in today's climate, the book will most likely not be on the bookshelves for 2 years after the contract is signed. So here, now that we have the time that takes an author to get the books on the bookshelves with a traditional publisher, and finishing their book proposal can take well over 2.5 years. And at the end of all of this, remember, the publisher is not going to do anything to help you market your book. And oh yeah, one more thing. They now own your intellectual property as a part of the publishing contract. Does that sound like a fun path to you? Not to me, and it hasn't been for most of my authors. Do you want the easy way to publish your book and make money with it? Do you remember back in the day when you used to give out your business card to someone and you were so proud? You were in business. Well, that is what it's like today in the book business when you hand your book to someone. Your book is simply a glorified business card, and that is it. The best path to success is to get the book out there fast and use it to build your brand, your credibility, your media, your speaking, your list build, social media followers, and especially your online programs. In the last 5 years, I've helped hundreds of authors get published quickly and make money with their books without having a platform. Your book is your lowest margin tool in your tool bag. It's a very important tool, but don't focus on how many books you sell. Focus on how many people it will connect you to and to your message. In terms of advertising spends, using your book can be one of the cheapest ways to attract people to your message. This can be done in several ways. Getting a regular column in an online magazine or newspaper, media appearances, speaking engagements, repurposing your content into your newsletter, or on your social media feeds. You can also use YouTube videos, blogs, quizzes, and so on. Use your book to draw people into your world so you can connect with them and they connect with you. However, all results are not typical. How much time, money, and energy does it take a doctor, a lawyer, or a CPA to start their career? Even if you wanted to open up a frozen yogurt shop, how much money would that take? If you want to have a successful career as an author, you need to invest your time and your money and your energy to succeed. You have to play the long game here and really look at being an author as a career path. There are no shortcuts, but if you follow these simple steps, you'll build yourself a very lucrative business based on your message and using your books as tools. There are 3 secrets to getting your book published quickly and making money with it. Secret number 1, you don't need a platform to publish your book. Number 2, your book won't make you any money as a book, but you can make a 6-figure income using your book as a tool. And third, you can easily make your book wildly successful for years to come, even after it's been published. I'm going to go over each of those secrets now. Secret number 1, you don't need a platform to publish your book. Now, how can I say that when you keep hearing from me that you need a platform to publish your book? It feels like the chicken and egg scenario. You need a platform to get your book published, but if you have a book, it will help you build your platform, right? The truth is that you have to have a platform to get your book published by a traditional publisher. But if you also need to grow your platform to build your author business. So how do you do this? By getting your book out there through a self-publisher or hybrid publisher. The best way to get rolling is just to get your book out there. Why wait for over 2.5 years to have a publisher publish your book, only to watch it come off the bookshelves within 6 to 8 weeks? Ouch. And even worse, as I said earlier, the publisher owns your intellectual property as a part of your publishing contract. And what that means is you can't use your content from your book on your website, your blogs, your social media feeds, and most importantly, your online programs. And that's where you're going to make most of your money. Get your book out there and start using it as a tool to connect with people and help spread your message. Your book will help you grow your platform. These are very important truths, and the best ways to get going is to get your book out there in the world. Remember, books are simply glorified business cards, which means they will get you business, but not in the traditional way you think about it when you think about book sales. So I'll briefly go over some of the advantages and disadvantages of self-publishing and hybrid publishers. For self-publishing advantages, you will get your book to market fast, which is very important. You own your content. You have control over what is written. There is no agent process, which can be very painful and excruciating and save you a lot of time writing a book proposal. And finally, for self-publishing, you will receive all the profits depending on how you structure with your contract. For hybrid publishing, you can get your book to market fast also. You own the content. You have control over what is written. There's no lengthy agenting process. You receive a very favorable royalty rate. They have distribution to bookstores, which is very important. They produce the entire book for you, and you will not be in the book business. You will not be in the business of being a professional. You'll be in the business of being a professional author and spreading your message. So here are some of the disadvantages for self-publishing. You will not get an advance. It will cost you money to produce a book. That will include editing, cover, inside flaps, back cover design, layout, and formatting. And depending on how you structure it, you will be in the book business and all that comes with that. And what I mean by that is you will be responsible for managing the printing, the warehousing, shipping, invoicing, and collecting, depending on what deal you structure with the self-publishing company. Here are the hybrid publisher disadvantages. You will not get an advance. Most hybrid publishers will ask you for an initial investment for your book, which will cost anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000, depending on the publisher. But you'll most likely spend that kind of money getting your self-published book packaged and printed more or less. They may also ask you to buy a certain amount of your books back from them at their printing cost, plus maybe $1 or $2. So that can range maybe from $3 to $5 a book, which is actually a lot less expensive than if you were buying books back from a traditional publisher. Now you're probably thinking, but I want a reputable publisher. I hear this opposition all the time. Because of the online book sales in the world, including Amazon, which sold over 50% of total books in 2017, combined with the lack of independent and traditional bookstores and all the e-formats available, the playing field has really been leveled. Very few people are concerned about who publishes your book. The only reason to care about being traditionally published is if you are in the academia world or you want to be picked up by a national show. And you're most likely not going to be picked up by a national TV show unless you're already on a national brand or have a large platform. Here are a couple examples of my authors who went from a hybrid publisher and got out of the gate fast to set up their career as an author. Robert was a retired Navy SEAL with experience in military services in over 36 countries. He did not have a platform, but he had a great message of bringing peace to the world from someone who's been at war for most of his adult life. We got him published with a hybrid publisher. His book was out in 6 months, and he's now been featured in National Geographic's Migrations TV show, interviews on BBC International, Fox News, Investors Business Daily, and many more. He's also booked many speaking gigs and now travels around the world spreading his message of peace. When Dr. Janice Webb sent me a query letter, I took one look at it and sent her a rejection letter. The reason was she simply had a very small platform. Luckily, she was persistent and wrote back to me asking if there was anything we could do to help her. We agreed to work together, and again, I got her a deal with a hybrid publisher in 2012 with her book Running on Empty. In 2017, after her book was 5 years old, she sold over 30,000 copies, and it was the second best-selling title for that publisher. Now she has her second book out entitled Running on Empty No More. I will tell you more about how she built that six-figure business towards the end of the webinar. Secret number 2, your book won't make you any money as a book, but you can make a six-figure income using your book as a tool. Here are some truths. 98% of nonfiction books do not sell more than 1,000 copies. That is amazing, not more than 1,000 copies. Most books are off the bookshelves, as I've said before, within 6 to 8 weeks. And most authors never see a penny after their advance, which these days, advances are very, very small. I hope you're starting to see the trend that books are not the main course. They are the appetizer for your message. Your book is nothing more than a glorified business card, and it takes a lot of money in these following areas. It can give you credibility and expertise. The book can help you build your email list. You can grow your social media following. It'll help you with media appearances. You can book a lot of workshops and speaking engagements. And most importantly, your book can help you sell programs and online products. Here are just some of the many books that turn into great selling online programs. Rich Dad, Poor Dad has built an entire online presence as well as hundreds of live events off one book brand. Alan Cohen's Relax into Wealth actually started as a program, and because he had so much success, a publisher reached out to him and offered him a $70,000 advance to turn the program into a book. In this case, the process was actually reversed. The goal here is to connect people to your message through your book, as it's a very low-cost first step for people to take. In fact, some authors just give away their books for free plus the cost of shipping just to get people interested in their message. Once the customer has read their book, they can then move them into higher margin online programs and products because the reader is now a fan and connector to the author's message. I will show you some additional examples of my clients in future slides. Secret number 3, you can easily make your book wildly successful for years to come, even after it's been published. Most likely the reason you wrote your book is to help as many people as possible go through the transformation your message provides. You may be a therapist, a personal trainer, a business coach, or maybe you wrote a book on how to lose weight. Your book is just the tip of the iceberg in terms of the knowledge and expertise you have to share with the readers. The book is what you want to put in as many people's hands as possible so that they are providing a common language and a body of knowledge. This is what I'm trying to do with this webinar, is to help you understand the industry's shortcomings and give you tools and knowledge to navigate the publishing waters, and to help you save a lot of time and money. I don't have a book, so I'm giving away my knowledge on this webinar for free. I'm connecting to my audience through my webinar. Make sense? Your book gives people your message, but it rarely is able to give it enough detail to help people move through the transformation in a book alone. The reader needs more details and a deeper understanding of your work, and they need their questions answered. This is all something you can provide with an online program and have a deeper connection to your audience. So the number one way to generate continued book sales is not to focus on your book, but to use your book as an introduction to move people into your message and ultimately into your online programs and products. Here's an example of a $15 book that leads to a $397 online diabetes program. Dr. Murray is the grandfather of natural medicine at a very young age. He wrote the Encyclopedia of Natural Medicine 35 years ago, which is 1,200 pages, and has sold over 1 million copies now in its third edition. He also has 40 other books with over 6 million books in print and is an icon in the natural medicine space. We have used his diabetes book as a lead generator to get people on his email list and into his diabetes reversal program. Using this method, which includes a blood sugar quiz, which you will see on the next slide, we have built his email list from only 15,000 people to over 120,000 people in less than 2 years, and he has generated a mid-six-figure online business. This is the example of the quiz we are using to bring people onto Dr. Murray's email list and into his diabetes reversal program. The quiz will give participants 4 possible blood sugar challenges or outcomes, depending on how they answer the questions. Once they take the quiz, they are put into an email sequence with videos over the next 5 days that are very nurturing and supporting of how someone answered the questions or answered the quiz, and ultimately leading them to a sales page where they can purchase the diabetes reversal program. In this example, we've actually put Dr. Webb's book in an email sequence in the first 2 days after someone takes the quiz, and they will have the option to buy her book. And remember, she sold 30,000 copies of her book last year on a book that's 5 years old. That is truly unheard of in the book business without being a media personality or getting a ton of media. The book is actually selling more copies every year now than the year before. She's also built a 6-figure business from her Fuel Up for Life online program, which is helping people heal their childhood emotional neglect. And we now have built her email list to over 80,000 people in just 2 years. Here's the quiz we use for people to find out if they have childhood emotional neglect. As I've stated earlier, over 80,000 people have taken this quiz in just the last 2 years. People love to find out about themselves, and they love quizzes. Over 90% of people go to websites to find out something about themselves. Quizzes on a specific topic are a great way to capture people's name and email, as you need their email address to be able to send them the results of their quiz. I hope everything I've told you today has been eye-opening so far. Unfortunately, I can't cover everything you need to know to quickly publish your book in such a short amount of time. So I have a special offer for you, and you can get everything you need to know here. Over the years, a lot of people have reached out to me asking if there's any way I can help them with their author businesses. They want to know the best. Over the years, a lot of people have reached out to me asking if there's any way I can help them with their author businesses. They want to know the best hybrid or self-publishers to work with, or how they could stop trying to make money with their books and start using and depending to set up your business and get your book published. You need to be willing to listen and follow advice and implement the recommendations we give you. And finally, that you understand that you are building a business, and this does take time, money, and energy. And for that reason, there's a simple application. This application will give me a little bit of information about yourself and your situation and where you are in the process. From there, I'll be able to decide if this is a good fit for us. If you look over the chat area, you will see a button where you can click and get started with the application. Please don't fill out the application unless you're serious. Space is limited, so I want to make sure this is a good fit for both of us. Now, some of you may not want a full 10-hour coaching package. You may What you're really looking for is just some quick advice on what's in your business. For those of you who are looking for something simpler, I also offer a 1-hour coaching package where you can get on the phone and they can help you make some decisions on your publishing path and help change how you think about the publishing world. I look forward to hearing from you, and you can email me at the email address on the slide. So take care, and we'll talk soon.